So I filmed the clip, The Skiing Story, signed narrated by Clive Mason. I've watched it back and I've picked up a few good points and a few bad points. Firstly, I think I used some really good intonation to show a natural sort of coming across. So I'm like, whoa, what's going on? And no, you know what? Like, I'm certainly not monotone. However, when I get confused about the context and what's being said, I can lose it and become quite monotone. I lose that intonation that really makes it natural. When he was leaving the resort, I think I could have put a lot more emotion into that through the intonation, because I think maybe if I'm not quite grasping something, but because I'm using such intonation and such natural voice and language, that it can sound like I do actually know what I'm talking about, whereas as soon as I start losing it and R-ing a bit, it becomes clear that I'm not 100% sure what I'm saying. I did try to make it sound really natural and like it was like a story coming from me, which I think I actually did manage to do. Apart from at the end, I feel like I really missed the punchline at the end of the story, and it just sort of trails off. I'm not really sure what I'm saying. I'm not sure on some of the information. First, the documents get mentioned and they've got them in like a side bag. Wasn't sure if that was the airport lady saying, "Oh, have you got your documents?" I wasn't 100% sure that the passport hadn't gone in the plane, but obviously that became clear later. Because his facial expressions, when they found out that he'd lost the passport, he didn't seem that bothered by the face. If I was watching that without the signs, just watching his face, I wouldn't think that something really bad had happened. But to me, if I'd realised I'd lost my passport and I was trying to go on holiday, I would very much be in panic mode. So I wasn't sure how to reflect that in my voice, because he wasn't, he was bothered, but he wasn't horrendously bothered. But if that was me, I would have been really bothered, really panicking. There was a lot of finger spelling that I didn't get. However, I think I dealt with that well in some circumstances. So the form, it was a something form, and I tried to research it, but I can't find anything about a form that you would fill in to be able to go on holiday. I couldn't find that even existed. All the information I found was if you haven't got your passport, you can't travel. So I didn't get that finger spelling, and I wasn't able to research either. So I just did a form. So there was a form that needed to be filled in, and he was able to take that with him. There was a sentence I said, "Haven't got my passport, it's lost." And I just thought, I've completely stuck to the BSL there. That's not something you'd go to someone and say, "I haven't got my passport, it's lost." You'd be like, "Hiya, I've lost my passport." "I haven't got my passport, it's lost" is very, very BSL. There was one section I was really confused at, and it might sound a bit weird for saying it, but what I got from it was that his passport was at the window, pulling faces at him because he couldn't have him or something. I was really confused about that bit. So, and you can tell in my voice, in the voiceover, that I'm not 100% committed to what I'm saying, because it's a bit weird. I did really struggle with when they're going to the plane and he's going and they're going up and down, they're going to the plane, like, how much description do you put into that? Like, oh, so we're walking down the corridor, we went down the hill, went round the corner, went up the... Because that isn't something that I would say in English to make that sort of culturally relevant. We were just heading towards the departure gate, is what you would say. But obviously it was a departure gate that was quite a way, so you could turn that into, that was a bit of a trek. But I wasn't sure how to get around that, because you are sort of omitting quite a bit of information. You did spend quite a lot of time describing that on both ends. And also when he was in the queue. So I sort of had watched it already, the clip, and I said it. I was like, oh, we were queuing, and I was just waiting for my turn, came to me. But by this point, he hadn't even signed any of that yet, because he was doing this long queue. The queue was long, but in BSL that needs the emphasis on it was a long queue, whereas in English it was just a really long queue. So there's just some things that because I'd already watched the clip as well, I found myself a little bit on top of it. And because I know what that experience is like, and I know what it's like to be stood in a long queue at passport control, I know that I just had to say it was a really long queue. We waited there for ages. I don't have to describe that, oh, and another person went up, and another, and another, and another. So I found that quite, little things like that, just quite difficult as to whether I could admit the information or not. Because he sort of did quite a lot of repetition of the same kind of point, and I felt I could already got that point across in my first time I said it. So was there any need to? But then I ended up having long pauses because I was actually omitting quite a bit of information. So it was an interesting clip to film. However, I really did struggle with it. A bit embarrassed at how much I struggled with it because there was a lot of things that he was saying that I didn't get, and then obviously the matching of his emotions just all seems a bit confused to me, whereas I think I'm used to quite a visual signer who gives me a lot of information through their face. I enjoyed doing it, but I think there's a lot of things I need to improve, and I'm sure if other people watch the clip they'll realise that there's probably some more things that I haven't picked up on myself that really need working on with my voiceover. Choice of language, definitely. Sort of, I'm always trying to find them words, and then I missed a section because I'm trying to find the right word, but it just doesn't come in. So, yeah, thank you.